CBS News has learned that Jeffrey Epstein was found injured on the floor of his jail cell. And according to a source, officials believe Epstein attempted suicide earlier this week. He was found on the floor, crying, semi-lucid, and depressed, we're told.
Tonight, law enforcement officials say Epstein is expected to be charged with 2 federal counts related to sex trafficking. His alleged crimes taking place from 2002 to 2005 against dozens of underage girls at his New York City and Palm Beach, Florida homes.
It's not every day that we get so close to actual justice. We all know that our criminal justice system is broken. The rich commit crimes and get billions in bailouts while we criminalize poverty. So naturally I, like every other red-blooded American, was very happy to find out that the Jeffrey Epstein case had been reopened. A billionaire socialite, serial child molester with his own sex trafficking island and a private jet known as the Lolita Express, who's courted presidents like Bill Clinton and Trump and even princes, who evaded justice with an incredible sweetheart plea bargain, who could potentially bring down a ton of very powerful, very wealthy people. And now he hurt himself in jail under suspicious circumstances. We're gonna talk about that. But first, who is Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein made his millions on Wall Street, counting among his high-powered friends Britain's Prince Andrew, former President Bill Clinton, even rubbing shoulders in the 90s with Donald Trump.
Now, no one really knows how Epstein made all of his money. He operated a hedge fund with no quants or interns, no footprint of a trading operation, and no list of people who worked with him or for him. Despite having such high-profile friends, not much is known about Epstein's wealth or even his assets, which include a $77 million New York City mansion, a private jet, and a private island where this weird temple exists. We don't know what that's for, but apparently it's an identical copy of a Syrian bathhouse. Another widespread speculation is that Epstein is with intelligence. And these aren't my words. These are the words of former Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta, who gave Epstein his original sweetheart plea deal, which ended up hiding co-conspirators and ending a federal investigation that was also being conducted on Epstein at the time. Acosta was asked about his Epstein deal during his confirmation and reportedly said Epstein was above his pay grade and that Epstein belonged to intelligence. Suspicious.
Epstein pleaded not guilty, but was denied bail because of his overseas connections, his extraordinary wealth, and as the judge put it, his risk to the public.
A search of Epstein's New York property turned up dozens of loose diamonds, which is most commonly used for money laundering, $70,000 in cash, and a trove of sexually suggestive pictures. There was also a fake Austrian passport with Epstein's picture listing an address in Saudi Arabia. So obviously my man's a flight risk, but he could be in danger in prison as well.
Epstein, who has been charged with sex trafficking crimes, including dozens of girls, has been put on suicide watch, according to NBC's sources.
Now, this is real sus, but there are 3 leading theories describing what may have happened to Epstein in jail. But these theories are all backed by anonymous sources, so do with that information what you will.
2 sources told the media outlet that he may have attempted to hang himself, while another source said Epstein may have staged the suicide attempt or staged an attack in order to be transferred to another jail.
Now keep in mind that Epstein's injuries weren't life-threatening. So the first 2 theories are that he either actually tried to kill himself or faked a suicide attempt in order to get transferred. The last speculation, however, is the wildest one.
A 4th source didn't rule out an assault, as Nicholas Tartaglione, an inmate who was awaiting trial over the murder of 4 men, was questioned by authorities.
Now this Nicholas guy is a crooked cop who allegedly murdered 4 men in what prosecutors described as gangland-style killings after a 5-kilo cocaine deal went bad. He might get the death penalty. Also, just look at how jacked this dude is. My point is that in order for justice to be served for once, Epstein has to stay alive through his investigation. And while there's plenty of damning evidence recovered from his properties, we will likely need his testimony about all the additional high-profile potential co-conspirators, so I don't want to see him get the easy way out by getting murdered. Committing suicide. So let's protect Epstein at all costs and put him under 24/7, round-the-clock surveillance and potentially in solitary confinement, at least until the investigation is over. I'm Hasan Piker, and this has been The Breakdown.
You like this video? Great. Never miss another breakdown video by hitting the subscribe button below, and also ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new one.